What's that? You wish I had even more electronic devices to charge every single bloody night? Well, why not get a smartwatch? Because no matter your budget or taste, there's a smartwatch out there for you. And chances are I bloody reviewed it. I test out dozens of these things every year, and here's my pick of the very best smartwatches right now that aren't the Apple Watch. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, one of the best smartwatches that launched back in 2022 is Samsung's Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, and these days you can grab it for a snifter over £300. The Galaxy Watch 5 Pro comes with a wide choice of different bands, so you can pick your favourite strap and slap it on there to change up the look and feel whenever you fancy. Samsung's design is sleek, as usual, with a super durable titanium frame and sapphire glass. Unlike the older Watch 4 Classic, there's no rotating bezel here for effortlessly navigating through Wear OS, but thankfully the AMOLED screen is perfectly responsive and a proper eye pleaser too, pumping out crisp and clear text and visuals. Of course, as this is a Samsung smartwatch, that does mean you get all of Samsung's own services slapped on there, like Samsung Pay. And yes, that does also mean that our great mate Bigsby is on here to assist your everyday life / annoy the living piss out of you. As always, you have comprehensive fitness tracking at your fingertips. Over 100 different types of sweat-inducing activities are supported here, including some proper outlandish efforts. You've also got upgraded sleep tracking, which identifies you as some kind of animal based on your kipping habits, and then serves up personalised advice on how to get better at being unconscious. Battery life isn't stellar, sadly, but as you'll discover, it is better than quite a lot of the smartwatches in this roundup. You'll generally get between 2 to 3 days of full-on use before it conks out. Now sadly, Samsung did not update its Pro Watch for 2023, but this year we did get a couple of nifty new Galaxy Watches, including the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. This sports a polished stainless steel body, once again with sapphire glass protecting that poppy OLED panel. On the software side, the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic is pretty much identical to the Watch 5 Pro. You got Wear OS topped with a bugger load of Samsung's own apps and services. However, you've also got the benefit of that snazzy rotating bezel, which makes navigating around the menus and apps even more satisfying. Samsung's nippy new Exynos W930 chipset means slightly smoother performance, but the battery life is rather toilet. It'll just about stretch to 2 days if you don't go nuts, basically. And if your budget happens to max out at £300, well, no worries, there is a regular Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 as well. And this swaps out the stainless steel for more basic aluminium and also ditches the snazzy rotating bezel. The bezel is a miss, but as a result of the aluminium frame, it's also a lighter watch and a bit more compact, not to mention less abusive to your wallet. And if you're interested, I've done a full comparison between the Galaxy Watch 6 and the 6 Classic, which is live right now here on the Techsperts. Now, one of the best Samsung alternatives is Google's Pixel Watch 2, which is a stunning and slender pebble-style smartwatch that looks remarkably like the original Pixel Watch. Sadly, however, that shiny surface hasn't been upgraded to sapphire glass to really help protect that display. And yes, those bezels are still a wee bit chunky. But those grumbles aside, the Pixel Watch 2 is one of the best smartwatches for Android users. You get a similar Wear OS experience as those Galaxy Watches, but this time with dedicated Google Assistant support. That Fitbit integration means you get a whole bunch of tools to track your running, hiking, squat thrusting, whatever. And Google is also chucking in a free 6-month subscription to Fitbit Premium, so you can make full use of those guided stress-busting mental health sessions as well as the full-on fitness exercise stuff. The Pixel Watch 2 has been improved in a few ways, including some slick new safety tools and even smoother performance thanks to the upgraded processor. Those watch faces are more customizable now, although you certainly don't get as many jazzy animated efforts as what Samsung chucks in. But you can always download some fresh faces from the Play Store, along with any other apps that you fancy. Sadly, the battery life on the Pixel Watch 2 is, for want of a better word, absolute bollocks. You'll be charging this smartwatch every damn day, and there's not even wireless charging support this time around. And the Pixel Watch 2 costs around the same as the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. And just like that Sammy watch, you've also got the choice of chucking even more cash at Google for an LTE version if you don't want to just rely on being tethered to your phone. Another favourite is the Fossil Gen 6, which again has lackluster battery life but impresses in other areas. This 44mm smartwatch is tough but light and boasts an incredible amount of customization. You can even pimp it out with crystals if you're feeling a bit early 2000s hip hop. The stunning AMOLED screen is bright enough to cope with serious shine, while the SD-Wear 4100 Plus chipset offers similarly smooth performance to the Samsung and Pixel watches. And once again, you've got full access to all of Google's services, including that assistant, so bugger off Bigsby. You get all the usual functionality here, including fitness shiz, contactless payments, everything apart from the ability to stream music to Bluetooth headphones when you've left your phone at home. It might be getting on a bit, but it's definitely still a snazzy smartwatch, and you can check out my full review right here on TechSpert. Now, if this dire battery life is really getting you down, well, no worries. Wear OS has a new champion in the Ticwatch Pro 5 from Mobvoi. This clever strap-on boasts a unique dual display design, so you can quickly check the time and your step count, etc. with a low-powered LCD. Only wake in the gorgeous OLED panel if you need to play with apps, check notifications, and so on. And thanks to this smarty pants setup, as well as the almighty battery size that Mobvoi has crammed inside, the Ticwatch can keep on going for around 4 to 5 days between charges, which is basically unheard of for Wear OS. And even if it's fully drained, just slap it back on its bundle charger for half an hour and you'll get a full weekend of play, no worries. All of the usual Wear OS smarts are on board, including the Google Play Store, and you've got a built-in mic and speaker for taking calls. Fitness tracking ain't the best in this rounder, but it should suit most folk who occasionally slap on the Lycra. And it all runs beautifully smoothly thanks to Qualcomm's beefy Snapdragon W5 Plus Gen 1 chipset. It's reasonably attractive, it's fairly durable, and the Ticwatch Pro 5 is undoubtedly my favourite new smartwatch of 2023 so far. And it can be yours for just over 300 GBPs. And if battery life happens to be your priority, I'll definitely give a shout out to the Oppo Watch Wi-Fi. This thing is pretty sleek and stylish as long as you don't mind that Apple Watch style square design, with a choice of 41 or 46mm sizes. The near 2-inch AMOLED screen is big, bright and punchy, while the performance is perfectly respectable thanks to that Snapdragon Wear 3100 chip. Not as smooth as some rivals here, but good enough. Pro features like a mic and speaker and GPS tracking are present and correct, and all for less cash than many rivals. But best of all, that VOOC charge support means that the Oppo Watch charges up just as fast as the Ticwatch. You can keep on going for around 2 to 3 days between charges, which ain't too arse. Now, if you happen to have more money stuffed under your mattress than Elon Musk and you're after one of the most premium smartwatches of 2023, you might want to ponder over this expensive and hefty slab right here, the Huawei Watch Ultimate. They really weren't f***ing around when they called it the Ultimate. It's ultimate in every way, including the asking price, which starts off at a trouser-tingling £700. Or you can bump that up to £800 if you fancy this here blue model. Now, this thing is built for lovers of the great outdoors with its uber tough design and impressive diving creds. It's constructed from ceramic and metal alloy, and you've also got sapphire glass protecting that LTPO AMOLED display, so good bloody luck breaking this thing. And while Huawei's smartwatch UI doesn't offer the same level of app and notification support as Wear OS, you do still have impressive fitness features packed on board. Plus, the Huawei Watch Ultimate boasts around 5 to 6 days of battery life, even with intensive use. But of course, not all of us have the best part of £1,000 to spunk out on our next smartwatch, in which case maybe check out the Huawei Watch GT4 instead. This gorgeous connected timepiece comes in a more compact 41mm size as well as 46mm, so for people like me with spindly wee wrists, it is a better choice than that Ultimate. It doesn't dangle off you like you're 8 years old again and borrowing your dad's watch to play dress up. And Huawei is offering a selection of tantalizing designs to suit all tastes, not to mention budgets. If you grab one of the larger 46mm models, you will enjoy up to a fortnight of use on a single charge. And yeah, even if you knock on all of the features, including that always on display, you can still expect a full week of use before it's finally drained. Like that Ultimate model, the Huawei Watch GT4 supports dozens of exercises, even dubious ones like board games, with dual band 5-system GNSS tracking for outdoor shenanigans. And if you happen to find yourself lost in the wilderness, well, the handy route retracing feature will get you back to civilization before you find yourself adopted by a family of friendly wolves. And the Huawei Watch GT4 also boasts an upgraded TrueScene heart rate sensor and loads of fantastic health-related tools to keep tabs on your stress levels, periods, calorie consumption, pretty much everything that's going on with that fleshy prison you call a body. A slightly more wacky off-the-wall choice is the Huawei Watch Buds, which is frankly batshit mental, but still better than it has any right to be. You can actually pop open this smartwatch's screen and find a pair of true wireless earbuds lurking within. And these bullet-style buds are comfy to wear, and they offer a few hours of music good times before they need to be stashed back inside the watch to recharge. It all works surprisingly well, and those earbuds even have built-in active noise cancellation to block out everything that's going on around you, give you a nice bit of peace. And all the usual Huawei Watch features are packed in there too, although battery life does take a hit because some of the power is leached by those buds. And of course this thing is a proper chunkster. Now Xiaomi is one of Huawei's biggest rivals in this department, also offering premium smartwatches packed with great features at an affordable price point. And one of its latest offerings is the excellent Xiaomi Watch 2 Pro. The big upgrade here is the Wear OS software, which means you'll have full dedicated notification support and Play Store access for downloading fresh apps. Something you don't get with those Harmony OS Huawei watches. This stainless steel smartwatch is again a bit of a chunkster with a bright and punchy AMOLED display. It's powered by the Snapdragon W5 Plus Gen 1, so it's rare to see any judders. Although battery life is about on par with those Galaxy Watch 6 smartwatches, i.e. a bit cack. So expect no more than a couple of days of play before you'll need to slap it back on the charger. The Xiaomi Watch 2 Pro, like most modern smartwatches, supports a built-in mic and speaker, so you can once again make full use of that Google Assistant or take calls on your wrist if you can't be asked to pull your phone out your pocket. And Xiaomi has also crammed in a solid selection of fitness features, including auto tracking for stuff like walking and jogging, plus accurate GPS tracking. Overall, it's a tasty package with a pleasing price tag, if once again the battery life is poo. Now if you want a smartwatch that is proper rugged for enduring all kinds of outdoor punishment, bit of rock climbing, that sort of physical stuff that I most certainly do not partake in, well, check out the Amazfit T-Rex Pro. The T-Rex Pro is waterproof to 10 atmospheres and can cope with extreme temperatures and sudden impacts. It's as tough as a Wetherspoon's lamb chop. You've got fitness tracking support for over 100 types of exercise, around half of which I've never even heard of, plus full GPS support and all the usual heart rate and SpO2 sensors. Pretty solid stuff for 139 quid, but the notification support is quite basic, and I got closer to 5 days of battery life rather than the advertised 18 days with all the features on. And Amazfit also spaffed out some excellent, more regular smartwatches last year, including the GTS4 and the GTR4. These sport similar specs, including a gorgeous OLED screen, which is square for the GTS and round for the GTR, plus a sleek, light, water-resistant design. ZepOS delivers the full set of fitness tracking features, including support for over 150 types of workout, and some random shiz like chess for those who consider sitting on your arse playing board games actual exercise. While this generation finally adds proper GPS support with seriously impressive accuracy. You get a wide variety of watch faces and a respectable selection of apps too. But the highlight of these smartwatches is undoubtedly that battery life, stretching a whole week for the GTS4 and at least a good few days for the GTR4. That's even with the always on display switched on and all of the features turned up to max. And all of that is wrapped in a gorgeous stainless steel frame for a UK asking price under 200 quid. Bargain. And last up, if you fancy a smartwatch that doesn't actually look anything like a smartwatch, well, definitely check out the fresh new Withings ScanWatch 2. I haven't personally reviewed the latest model, but I'm still a big fan of the original ScanWatch, whose weenie display serves up basic notification support and a bunch of health tracking tools, while still looking proper smart. Plus you get roughly a month of use from a single battery charge. Woof! Love it. Now, if you're dead serious about the fitness tracking, that is like the #1 priority for you, where there are some other options out there. The Garmin watches, for instance, get a lot of praise from my fellow tech nerds who occasionally drag their ass down to the gym or around the block a few times. So definitely have a gander of those. But anyway, that's my roundup of the very best smartwatches that I've personally tested and reviewed here on TechSpert right now. Have I missed your own personal favourite smartwatch? Well, definitely clue me in as to what a massive twat I am in the comments below. Let us know what I should have included. Please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.